Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for clicking on our thumbnail.
Oh, you used to say faces, and I did like that. My bad.
Uh,
Take them down.
I am C, and I'm here with my co-host, the Great Grand Slam Pooba. How's it going?
It is
Awesome.
a Sunday. I missed last week. I want to thank the gentleman for filling in for me last week. I'm sorry I don't got his name on deck, but I do appreciate that, sir. But I am well, madam. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a great weekend so far, and I'm excited to talk about this Geek News here with you today. So, just to let people know, we are Geek News. We're not journalists, but we are geeks, and we're here to give you the Geek News of the week. And there's been a couple of things that have been announced this past week, and we wanted to talk about it with you guys. So, would you like to go first, Great Grand Slam, or would you like me to
Oh, no. My parents have taught me to go ladies first. So, madam, why don't you take the floor first and I'll take after, please?
Okay, so I'm going to start off with something that I know you're not personally too excited about, but a lot of the people are.
I love the shot at like me. I already knew what the news was, but as soon as you said that, I was like, damn, you didn't have to call me out. But go ahead.
I already know because it's Star Wars news related, and Matt Smith is casting the new Star Wars Starfighter movie. You may know Matt Smith from Doctor Who or House of the Dragons, and apparently he's been cast as some sort of secondary villain or main villain. He's another villain in addition to Mia Goth, who was already previously announced earlier this year. So this is coming from comicbook.com. It says Matt Smith is set to join the ranks of the dark side. House of the Dragons and Doctor Who star Matt Smith has been cast in Star Wars Starfighter as the villain role. Opposite Ryan Gosling and Sean Levy is set to direct. Mia Goth was also previously announced. So Sean Levy, he directed the Wolverine and Deadpool movie. So we know him from that. This movie is called Starfighter, so I'm assuming it's going to be like more action, less like one of our friends here on YouTube, he mentioned how Star Wars is kind of set up in like three different kind of themes. We have the kind of spiritual religion theme with the Sith, and of course I'm like the Jedi. We also have the kind of judicial, political, rebel aspect of things with Rogue One and Andor, and then we also have kind of like just a kind of fightery adventure space movie with Han Solo. And I'm assuming that this is going to be more in that third realm where it's more like, fighting in space because it's literally called Starfighter. But I'm excited to see it. I do like Star Wars. I know it's not your cup of tea all the way, but will you be watching?
No. You just wanted to hear me say that. That's what you was waiting for. You know what? I'll sit here and say this. One of the beauties of since doing podcasting, sometimes when we have a slow month, week, however you want to word it, and there's not a series that we're going over. If this was a one shot in some way in the future, did they say when this was going to be a thing?
I believe it's coming out in May of 2027. So may the fourth be with you. I think they're kind of sticking with that theme. But I want to say it's May of 2027.
I
But
will
also
say,
there's been some I guess I would say this is a criticism online about the casting thus far. Because again, we have Mia Goth, who's like a scream queen. She's in a lot of, scary horror movies. We have Ryan Gosling, who of course is an A-lister. He's been in Barbie. He's been around the block for a long time. And we have Matt Smith, who's very well known as well. And people have been saying that they aren't that thrilled of Star Wars casting these well-known actors because previously they're more known for casting kind of little lesser known names. Like, when the movie came out, none of the stars were stars at that point. They were like new names. Similar to when they did the reboots outside of maybe like Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen wasn't that well known. And with the not the prequels, the sequels. No, I didn't know nobody from that cast. Like who was Ray? Who was this guy? It's like it's a whole bunch of unknowns. So now they're doing like A-list star actors, very well known. How do you feel about that?
You know, I think it just shows you how big the Star Wars franchise is getting, where now everyone wants to be involved in it. It makes me think about kind of like what Marvel right about now, where you see a lot of names that you're kind of like, oh, I didn't, not even to say you're interested in it, but I would have never thought you'd be in this kind of universe and whatnot. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think it's a shout out to the Star Wars brand and how big it has gotten and how massive it has gotten. And also, too, like when you're getting stars, like I'm not familiar with the other individuals. I know Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
I did a
He was also in Morbius. If you see Morbius, okay, say less.
no, absolutely not. I know you did. And what
Uh,
was it? Morbius time? He was in Morbius
yeah,
though?
it's
I didn't
Morbid.
know. Yeah, I didn't know he was in that. Okay. Um, but no, all seriousness, it just shows you how big the franchise has gotten. And now, I mean, when you're getting names like that, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
So they're going to be putting a lot of money into it. So, I mean, I think I think that shows the growth of this brand, and I think that's actually pretty cool, regardless of me not being big in this world. I know a lot of people love this, so good on them. I don't know why. I feel like it's like that old Star Wars brand, though. I mean, not brand,
Mhm.
that old Star Wars tribe, if you will, where they were like, man, we used to have this, and now you've gone all Hollywood, dude. They
Uh,
kind of went, they already went Hollywood once they went to Disney. Once Disney
okay.
bought
Yeah.
them out, once Disney bought them out, they were, I mean, what are we even talking about? But I digress. But I think it's pretty cool.
I think this is a mistake, and I feel like they
Wow.
should learn from how Marvel's doing because, like you said, Marvel usually casts like well-known actors now, right?
Hmm.
And though the movies are, making good money in return, it's not that billion-dollar every movie situation that we had in like, the like 2017 or whatever. And I think that a lot of places are kind of turning away from that, even like DreamWorks and things outside of like Shrek and or DC, for example, our new Superman is like literally who the heck was our lead Superman before this? He's been in a couple of things, but he wasn't necessarily like well known.
Right.
So I don't know, given how Star Wars has been tracking over the last few years. Like they have been successful monetarily, I believe, but as far as critically, they haven't done that well. And the fan base seems to be, outside of just being completely toxic, they seem to be becoming more and more disinterested with Star Wars. So I'm like, I don't know if it's a good idea to bulk up the cast with well-known actors who are going to have like this expensive rate. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I don't
I
think it's a good decision.
I could kind of see the concern here and whatnot. It's almost like, are you doing it for the love or for the money kind of thing? If that makes sense
Mhm.
in a lot of ways.
Or like,
Um,
what's the return? Because if you're paying like, Ryan Gosling, like, I don't know, 30 million, I don't know what his contract is.
he's going to be making bank.
Yeah, he's going to be making bank. So
He's
it's
going to be
like that's
making
how
bank.
much out of your budget, and that's how much you're going to have to try and make back in the theaters when the theaters are already suffering. The fan base for Star Wars is already, very disgruntled, and like I don't know, people are already pissed off at Disney for everything. So,
Disneyfying a lot of thing, right? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. No,
so it
absolutely.
doesn't seem smart, but we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But
Well done.
yeah, let's get into some more geek news. What do you got for us?
Ooh, what do I got here? So, I mean, I like that you had this long breakdown and stuff. I'm going to see if I could do as well as that. So, I don't have Star Wars news, but I have Marvel news, and it was this week. They said that the Punisher has completed filming. You could tell because you can see the blood, the words, it's dripping.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Canva, for making that look so good. Now I can't tell you where this came from. I can just tell you it was from the internet. So this is why I got John Burnett on set. But
Okay.
I did want this picture up because I really love the way this costume look or the suit, however you want to put it.
Uh-huh.
I thought this was actually really cool. So they said they've done filming. We should be getting this in 2026, and I'm not sure if it's before or after Daredevil. This is a special, and I mean
Oh.
everyone already knows he's going to be in the Spider-Man movie. I would have put the picture up and put it as in one, but I just didn't do it. But I'm pretty sure everyone have seen this lovely picture that they have of Spider-Man, and he's standing like in stairwells, and there's a lot of people around. It's a beautiful picture. It
Uh-huh.
actually looked like something that could be an album. But I'm very excited about the about what a Punisher is going to be and how it follows up. we did. I always like to do a cheap plug here, but we did the Daredevil series. It was a fantastic
Mhm.
series. One of my favorites. I think it's one of our, if I can say, top 5 things that we review. Black Lightning's still up there because that's what started the trio. So I got to throw it
Uh-huh.
out there. But I'm really excited about this. I love how he. Once again, I'm just a big fan of presentation, and I don't know how to say if it's a cost because Frank don't wear costumes. He
Yeah,
don't
he
wear
doesn't have like a
costumes. That's
suit,
not.
like a super
Yeah,
suit. Uh-huh.
but I do like how it just looks so close to the comic, and it's pretty much comic accurate. So I'm just very, very much a big fan. And the beard. I mean, as a
Yeah,
guy with a
I
beard,
was about to mention that because yeah, we can tell from the last season of Daredevil, he had like the beard, he had the long hair, so it looks like he cut the hair down to be more in the line with the kind of Punisher that we're most familiar with. But the beard remains, which is kind of cool. And I
yeah,
do like this. I do like that it's very practical to what Frank Castle would be wearing. Like it's like he has on his bulletproof vest. He has on his dark clothes. He of course he has to have the skull in between, but it's nothing um like super spandexy or something crazy, which is
no,
why I'm saying I said this in the last episode with Humble when he was guest hosting. With him
shout out
being in Spider-Man Brand New Day alongside Hulk, they were saying, I believe it was Deadline that said it, or it could have been the Hollywood Reporter, that the three characters will first fight each other before realizing who the real bad guy is, right? So I'm like, how the hell is the Punisher going to go against the Hulk? Like that doesn't even make sense.
yeah, no.
Especially not with this, not with this on, head exposed, right?
Well, I do want to sit here and say, you said, I want to make sure I got this correct. You said, how was he going to handle the Hulk?
Yeah, because according to Hollywood Reporter, again,
Mhm.
they said that the three of them,
They're going to compete,
Spider-Man,
fight each other.
the Punisher, and the Hulk, which could be World War Hulk. We don't know which Hulk, but it could be that one.
They're not
Are
giving
going to
us
be
that.
fighting each other, and I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how
They're not.
is
Let me tell you something. If it's the Hulk that we got from She-Hulk, I think Frank has a good chance. I'm not
oh
gonna
oh
hold you. Yeah, I mean, if it's this Hulk who gave a taco to Ant-Man, I
yeah,
think Frank is gonna stand a chance. If it's not the Hulk from the Incredible Hulk or Avengers 1 and 2,
uh-huh.
or even what was that one? Not Thunder and Lover. Oh, what was it?
Ragnarok.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
Then if it's not that Hulk, then Frank has a good chance because this Hulk right here, all he gotta do is probably just step on his foot and the Hulk
Yeah.
will just walk off. I think Frank stands a good chance. And I actually kind of like that because I was hearing about that as well, where Frank and Spider-Man are gonna fight. And
Mhm.
in the comics, and I would love for someone who I mean, I only watch. My comic knowledge comes because of YouTube, and I want to get a shout out to YouTube. But people who really indulge in comics and stuff like that, and they just know the history like that. Frank Castle debuted fighting Spider-Man, so I kind of like that a little bit.
Mhm.
So I think that's pretty cool, and it's going to
Oh.
be interesting to see how this happens. It kind of gives me, um, I mean, these are big shoes to fill in, but like when the first Avengers happened and you had Thor going against Iron Man, and well,
Uh-huh.
really it was more Thor going against Iron Man and Captain America, but it kind of gives me that, and I feel like we're gonna get that visual of all three of them like staring each other down in a way. So I think that's gonna be pretty cool. I
So,
look forward to that.
question: removing the Hulk completely from the dynamic, right?
Sure.
Do you think that this version of the Punisher would be able to take this version, Tom Holland's Spider-Man? And I'm going to go so far as to say that the suit that he had, Spider-Man is concerned, the suit that he had in the Avengers movies, right? In game and stuff, that's
Civil War,
different,
yeah,
right? Because the new suit
yeah, yeah.
looks different. That so he may not have the same, Stark technology. So
No,
let's
he
put him
won't.
in a basic suit. Do you think that the Punisher stands a chance, or
And
still no?
we're talking about MCU version, right? We're just talking.
MCU versus Netflix MCU
Uh,
situation.
ooh. You know what? No, I think Spider-Man. I think if Spider-Man get angry enough, I don't think Frank stands a chance. Nope. You know why?
Okay.
Because I'm gonna go with the scene of this. Look, Frank. I think Spider-Man would do everything to avoid something, but if something happens to just trigger Peter,
Uh-huh.
because you got to remember, at No Way Home, he damn near killed Norman. He almost
Yeah.
killed him. It took
But
another
Nolan is
Spider-Man.
like what, 60 plus at this time? Come on now. This is
Okay, but still, the suit and everything. I mean, he was still keeping up with him. I mean, I'm not saying
okay.
like I'm not. I mean, let's not sleep on Norman. Like Norman, Norman has done some S word.
Norman
Okay,
is ready to retire. That's why they recasted him, like I said, like we saw in the previous
I hate,
episode.
and you know what? They shouldn't even have a Green Goblin at all. They should just stop. They should just stop. If we're not gonna keep my man Willem Dafoe, then we just need
Mhm.
to drop the Goblin at all. Like I don't want. If I see a Goblin, I'm turning my back.
Okay, well, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna pull a Batman fan base with enough prep time. I feel like the
Oh, with
Punisher
Punisher.
could take. Yeah, I feel like he could take them, especially this version. I feel like there's some potential there, but we'll
And
find
even
out.
and I know the conversation is funny. I feel like we're having a UPR battles right here,
Oh, yeah.
representing characters and stuff like that. And hopefully we can bring that back at some point. But I do want to sit here and say, because I hear what you're saying, and even without the suit,
Mhm.
the tech and everything like that, Spider-Man's strength, speed, um, he's dealt with aliens. I mean, Punisher has not dealt with half the stuff Spider-Man has dealt with. So I still I put that on the table of all these feats that he has done: super strength, speed,
Okay.
um, like I said,
But
aliens.
that's
I've
with the
never
Tony
seen.
Stark technology, though. He may not have that in this new suit. So, and he won't have like any kind of
But
assistance.
and
He relied heavily on assistance.
now I'll sit here and give you this. The suit and all that stuff, but you can't take away the strength and the speed. You can't
That's
take
true.
that away from. You can't take any of that away. And I mean, there's been a few cases now. I would have to watch some of these movies back because I do agree that there was assistance here, but I've never seen Frank take on. Frank got beat up by not the Punisher. I'm sorry. Frank got
The
beat up
guy
by
with
Punisher.
the mask.
Kingpin. Didn't he get beat up by Kingpin?
Kingpin is practically superpowered, bruh. But I don't
Okay,
know if
but
he did.
Spider,
I gotta think about it. I don't know if he did. I don't know if he did. I might be.
this is a fun conversation. So if you're watching live, watch the replay. Please let us know what you think who would win in an MCU base wise, Punisher
Uh-huh.
against
Yeah,
Spider
so
Man.
John Berthal's The Punisher versus Tom Holland's Spider-Man. But let us know.
I'll give John this. He's much taller than Tom. Tom is our
Yeah,
short king.
I think so. But let's get into this next bit of geek news. Now, I have some exciting news in relation to Spider-Man. Let's go ahead and transition.
Woo!
And it's one of my favorite Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse movies. So according to Deadline here, we have
Hey,
Spider-Punk spinoff has been announced. So our boy Hobie Brown, who is the best Spider-Man in the movie, I'm going to say it here now, best Spider-Man in the movie,
he
he's
was fun.
getting his own. So this is coming exclusively from Deadline. They said Sony Pictures Animation is in early development on a Spider-Punk animated feature, and it's co-written by Daniel Kaluuya.
Love
Kaluuya,
that.
excuse me, he's the voice of Spider-Punk, and also I might be pronouncing this name wrong, but A. John Singh. They'll be co-writing it together. So the plot details haven't been announced, but it is in the works. And additionally, right, and I'm going to add an asterisk to this next part because this wasn't within Deadline's announcement. This is something that I saw online from Film Buzzer. They're saying that in addition to Spider-Punk, Sony Pictures is working on 4 animated universe movies. So we have Spider-Woman, Venom, new Spider-Man, of course, that one we know,
Mm-hmm.
and Spider-Punk. So we could be getting like 4 new movies within that universe. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm very excited about that. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I wore this actually by accident,
Oh,
but no, I love this news. I did see a little bit of that, and I'm glad that you brought that to the table. I'm excited about it. He was. I won't say he was my favorite, but he was a fun character. Like I'm sorry. I liked Miles a lot. Like I was rooting for Miles.
better
Like
than Spider-Punk, Mr. Steal Your Girl, Spider-Punk.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually want to cosplay that at some point in my
Yeah, that
life
would be cool.
because I thought that because I mean he was so cool. He just had such a cool factor, and I'm interested in seeing because there is a story to tell about him because he left. I want to say it was Spider Central, whatever it was. I forget what they were all the Spider-Man were, and it's
Uh-huh.
going to be cool to see where he goes and what story goes on. If you could put the picture up real quick, I did like that. This had the Spider Woman. I'm sorry, the one with the thank you, the one with the okay. So with Spider Woman, I like the logo because it kind of looked like that throwback logo. I don't know why, like little things like that is like pretty cool to me.
Oh, yeah,
And
Spider-Woman, yeah.
Yeah, and Venom, I mean, I feel like they just put something together because that don't even look like Venom. Like that looked like clay, and they just
Yeah.
put a tongue there and whatnot. But I also want to throw out Sony is doing everything they can to keep that Spider-Man title because I think
Yes.
it's hilarious because I think is if they don't do any kind of Spider-Man content for a certain amount of time, then it's like on the shelf and they don't have the ownership
Uh-huh.
or something like that. So it's funny because it's almost like we gotta throw this out because y'all already had a Venom. So why is it an animated Venom? Now I'm not going to sit here and act like I wouldn't see it. I'm going to see it.
Okay.
I just think Sony is hilarious because I'm onto your game, Sony. You
They
sitting
gotta
there
do what they
making
gotta do, okay, to keep it. I just wanted to
they,
find this picture because I
bro.
actually
I'm sorry, finish. I'm
cosplayed
so
as
sorry.
Spider Woman once. It's I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's me with the no
Nice.
hair, and that's
Oh,
actually
that's
a
dope.
couple Spider Punks in that picture.
And
But
Spider Dinosaur.
yeah,
That's
but
dope.
I was thinking that too when I heard. I said, okay, clearly they have to make a couple like Spider-Man related movies in order to keep the property, right?
Mhm.
And with Spider-Verse movie came like continuously being pushed back. I'm like, are they reaching that cusp where it won't be within that time period, so they have to have like backup movies just in case that's going to be made quicker. Because like you said, if this is true, that Venom does look very much thrown together.
It really does. It looked like
Uh-huh.
some of those one of those claymation movies. It was a guy and a dog. I wish I named it was something gruff or whatever.
Oh,
It just looked
Wallace and Gromit.
yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like something like Gromus is gonna fight that thing or something like that. Cause that just
Yeah.
looked well. And look, and Sony is doing right by it. They realize they have a strong property
Uh-huh.
and the smart move is to keep them. Like that's just easily the smartest move. And
Yeah.
and I know they're doing everything in their power to keep it because they made a Mobius movie. They
Yes.
made God, what was his name? The guy with the lion and stuff
Venom?
like that. No, they did
Oh,
Venom
oh, I
too.
know who you're talking about. Oh, it's
Craven.
escaping
They
me.
made a Craven movie.
Yeah.
Like they made all these
And Madam
movies.
Web, Madam Web.
And don't you can't forget Madam. I saw that movie. I went to go see that on a Thursday, and I laughed. I immediately laughed out of the. I said, you know what? Best $20 I've ever used
What?
or
See, the
whatever.
streets have been saying that Madam Web is better than Craven. That's what I've heard. That's on the grapevine.
I got to check out Craven. You saw Craven, right?
I actually did not get the chance to see
Oh,
Craven.
okay.
I'm
I don't
waiting
know.
for it to pop up
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah, I would actually check it out just to see that because Madam Web was definitely just, you know what it is? Those kind of movies, you just need Spider Man. It just feels odd, but I won't
Okay.
hold that's a conversation for another time. But good on Sony for doing these things.
But
Yeah.
to bring it back to this Sony rumored announcement for all four of these, because again, Deadline has confirmed Spider Punk, but these other ones, as far as Spider Woman and Venom, have not been fully confirmed. But
Okay.
it looks like they're keeping the same animation style. If these are to be believed, I don't know. I don't know if I would want to see, even though that animation style is very beautiful. It's one of the best things about the movie. But with it taking so long to animate, like I don't know if that would be the best thing to do all four of them within that style, unless they're like doing them back to back to back, like doing it all at once and releasing them. Because yeah, if their main thing, or at least what they've been saying, is the animation takes time, that's why the movie keeps getting pushed back. Why would you want to keep that same animation style if you can't get anything out on time, or I don't know. And
I,
would people get tired of that after a while? Like it's exciting in Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, because it really hasn't been done that much as far as the animation style is concerned. But if we get movie back to back to back with that same animation style, do you think it'll be like kind of dry after a while?
I think after a while it can be. I mean, after a while you kind of seen it before and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that they would have something, to kind of just go like, oh wow, it's kind of hard in this time to have something
Mhm.
you've never seen before. I think what was so special about the last Spider-Verse movie was each Spider-Man had their own different kind of animation. Like we keep talking about Spider-Punk, and Spider-Punk's animation I just thought was pretty damn cool because he
Yeah,
was so
it was moving
different.
and shifting and
Yeah, it looked like he was glitching in a way and stuff like that. And I
mhm.
just think that made it so cool. So I think in his movie got to be totally different from the Spider-Verse movie. You said something over the lines about, you know, the possibility, let's say these projects are, it's a go, right? Do you
Uh-huh.
have these movies go back to back to back? I think you can't even do anything like that because the animation and that's so much work and so much hours are being put in that you're just going to drive your workers. Like, I know if I was working in that and we was like, and we were like, this project and then this project right after, oh, I'd go
Uh-huh.
crazy. I would go crazy in a heartbeat. I start bouncing
Mhm.
off walls. So I think that, I know these are all rumors, but I'm hoping that if it is something, they take their time with it. And I think it's fine that they, there's this in between time because I just don't think you need to overwork your workers.
So I wasn't going to discuss this episode, but I did. And this isn't really related, but it kind of is now based on where our discussion is going,
Sure.
because with the animation style taking so long and that being like a big concern, there was recently um, an announcement online about this new streaming or new like platform. Let me pull it up. Hold on. It says that Amazon just invested in Netflix in the Netflix of AI, a new streaming platform called Showrunner is letting anyone generate their own TV series using artificial intelligence. So basically, you can create a series, an animated series with a prompt, right? So with that, that could potentially speed up the animation of it all, but
Oh,
with the asterisk of it's AI generated. So I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's lazy.
Oh, okay.
I like AI. I mean, I've used AI a few times, but I also think that it just takes away from the art,
Uh-huh.
um, it's funny. I was listening to something talking about music related, wrestling related, anyway, wrestling music related. And anyway, they were like, yeah, these are AI, these lyrics are AI, the music, whatever. And anyway, when I was listening and it broke it down, I was like, oh, wow. And mind you, the track was cool.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it, but I just think it's also very lazy. I think that, at that point, we're just depending too much on it, Like, I think it's
Mhm.
fun. I don't want to sit here and say, like, oh, I don't use it or anything like that. But I just think it just takes away. And after a while, then you're like, then why do we have writers and artists and all this
Uh-huh.
other stuff? I
Oh,
just
it's
felt like
definitely coming
eventually
for the jobs. It's
Mhm.
definitely coming for
Oh,
the
absolutely. Listen, at McDonald's, I mean, this ain't AI, but I didn't even have to go to the cashier. I went to a machine.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's how I'm
Mhm.
saying. Eventually, this is becoming our robot.
Right.
Very scared. Very
Let's
scared
get
for me
into
and my
this
cat.
next bit of geek news. I believe we have one final thing to discuss.
I'm glad that you gave me this floor. I feel really remiss. I know we always talk about geek news, we talk about movies and TV shows, but you know what I love talking about? One Cedar Superior. I love talking about, Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm
Oh,
going to say, I don't know if you heard about this, but Sonic and the Timberlands, they are
oh,
collabing. Look at that picture of Sonic with them Tims. Look at him. He's going,
ooh.
yeah. Sonic
Oh,
and
what?
Timberlands. Yes,
Go ahead.
there's a crossover going on here. Oh, I can actually read this. I was concerned of the lyrics would be too small, but it says, in celebration of our Sega store Tokyo grand opening, Sega and Timberland Japan are partnering up for the first of its kind collab starting August 9th, which was yesterday, at the
Okay.
Timberland. I cannot pronounce that word, but it's a Timberland store. These
Uh-huh.
ultra limited boots and t-shirts are going to go fast. Only 30 pairs are made available in store. First come, first serve. So they're already gone. I saw this
Not
and
sure.
no, please take the floor. What do you think about this collab before I speak?
I think it's ridiculous because when I think shoes, because Sonic is fast, I'm not thinking about big bulky Tims that weigh you down. Like that doesn't make any
I
sense.
know.
And then it's like, where is Sonic from New York? Was it what?
He's more from California.
Exactly. If I would, yeah, I would say he's like West Coast, if anything, right? Even though he's in some other place, but still, if I had to put him somewhere, it's going to be West Coast, not in New York with some Timbs on. Like, who the heck? If anything, it should have been Shadow.
You say Shadow. It should have been Knuckles. If you look at his footwear, it actually look like boots. Yeah, yeah,
It should
Knuckles.
have been
Yeah,
Knuckles. They should have did a Knuckles collab. Oh
it should have been
man.
Knuckles. It's funny when I saw this. I see it immediately. I follow the Sonic the Hedgehog page on IG, so I saw it. But I love my people because anytime it's Sonic related, they're like, "Hey, did you see this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did."
Uh, Friend of the show,
But
Sonic.
friend of the show, Sonic. I had him up here. I think my cat knocked him down because I don't know where the hell he's at. But I saw this collab and I just wanted to talk about it and I thought it was so cool. But when I saw it was 30 pairs and it was also in Japan, I immediately said, oh, I can't get it. Now, would I have liked to get a pair? I'm
Mhm.
more of a sneaker guy, but like I would have got it obviously because my boy Sonic. But I do want to sit here and say real quick, because it was 30 pairs. There was no way I was going to get this thing. But I want to look at Feli. Feli, they made them Sonic the Hedgehog sneakers, the actual Sonic the Hedgehog sneakers that the Hedgehog wears. And there was a few of them, and then they stopped making them. Stop being cowards. Remake those sneakers so I could get a pair of those. I want a pair of those. There's people who have these sneakers who don't even like Sonic the Hedgehog, and it pisses me off. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Feli, make some Sonic the Hedgehog sneakers, but the Sonic Tim collab, I think it was actually pretty cool. Even though I do agree, I do totally agree with you that Sonic is not the person.
Doesn't add up. Doesn't add up.
I hear you. That's all the news I got. I felt remiss if I did not throw out Sonic, but I did want to say this real quick. They had shirts. I didn't put it in there, but they had a shirt with the picture of Sonic doing. I thought I clicked this. Yeah, doing that pose, and I said I actually would like the shirt, but. You know, maybe I'll see it on Amazon for $120, and I'll say, "Oh, that's nice."
You can get it made. Go online. Chinese distributors online. Boom, they'll make it for you for half the price.
You know, that's actually true. I was on Amazon once, and I realized like, oh, I could just make a shirt and just put this logo right here.
Bam, there you go.
Pay $100 and something, please.
But that has been our show for today. Thank you guys for being here. Please like the video if you like the video, and join us next week for some more geek news. And we will see you later. Goodbye. See ya.